Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com using time-honored techniques. Ooh, I got a typo. To understand modern markets. Got to fix that. To understand modern markets. Featuring daily technical analysis videos of the S&P 500 index. Just want to remind you again, this video and the website are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. And I want to remind you, for the umpteenth time, I'm not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. And guys, it's been tough sledding with the charts, but let's look at it anyway. Okay, we are looking at an hourly chart. And today, the S&P decided that it was going to get slightly above this red line, and in the process, not quite break this gray line that is drawn over the last two, what I would call fairly major peaks. So here's kind of what I'm looking at, and I'll be honest with you guys, all this has been so squirrely. For the past 2 months, I've made some money in markets, but the charts really, just to be honest with you, are not working exactly as one would expect them to work. We've got a lot of volatility, and we've got a lot of I don't know. It's not a very orderly process at this point. It appears to me. It looks as if the markets are highly emotional, responding to news, responding to if Greece seems like they're in trouble, then the markets are down, 5%, and then somebody says, well, maybe Greece isn't in trouble, so they're up 5%. From the shape of things, however, it still doesn't look good. I don't think you can make a case looking at this chart that says, oh yeah, I see it going up. I could see it maybe still go sideways for a bit, but this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. And to be honest with you, I'm kicking myself personally, because you look back and over the past past 17 hours of trading, the S&P has rebounded from 1080 to 1164. It's been up 84 points. That represents roughly just about 7.5% in about 17 hours of trading. 7.5%. I am doing the math in my head. So, what the heck is going on with that? But still, looking at the chart, nothing in here, particularly when we made this new low down here, I saw no reason to go long there. I really didn't. I was like, okay, I'm in cash, I'm going to wait for a pullback, and then I'm going to go short. Well, I started shorting on the way up here, and so far the market seems to just kind of be filled with helium. It just says, no, we're just going to go on up. Well, the good news is my positions are very small, because I don't like this. What's a good way to put it? I don't like the volatility we've been seeing, and frankly, I'm not willing to risk very much with the way the markets have been going, either long or short. I would really prefer to let the markets figure out what the heck it wants to do, and then once that gets settled, we should begin to see some type of channel develop, whether it's up or down, I don't care. But all this whipsaw action is absolutely for the birds. And again, I made the comment, I think yesterday, it said if somebody has really been nailing this and you've been getting all these turns just right, buddy, my hat's off to you. You're better at this than I am. But for right now, I still see this, and I can't really see it any other way, as all of this is just a big, messy, sloppy consolidation that should result in more downside, and the odds of that probably about 2 to 1. When you have consolidation develop after a swift move, the odds are about 2 out of 3, or 2 to 1, that that the pattern will resolve with a continuation of that movement. So, like I said, I can kind of kick myself and feel kind of goofy for not having participated in this last massive 17-hour 7.5% run, but there was no way one could see that coming. And once it happens, there's no, I'm trying to be very disciplined in my own trading and saying I'm not going to chase the markets. So we've been staring at this chart long enough. Let's look at it maybe on a 15-minute basis. And again, if you look at this, you can see that it. I don't know whether you can say that that's a break of that line or not. I don't think you can. It did close maybe a fraction of a percent over this line right here. If it gets over that line, then more than likely we're going to head on up here and test something a little over 1200. And the other thing I want to show you is, there was this downward channel that had developed, and we'd been looking at that earlier. See, there's the channel right there, and things got underneath the channel, then got on top of it. And guys, I hate to say it, but because the markets have not been obeying the rules here lately, but there's been no back test of that at all. And it wouldn't surprise me if there is not a back test, but I'm just pointing that out. There is no back test. So the markets could be setting up a fairly swift move downwards, but I don't really see a whole bunch of sign of that. Now, if we'd closed under 1160 today, I would have thought, well, maybe this is kind of the top right here, that this red line is going to turn things back. But no, end of the day, money just comes pouring in at this, and for the life of me, I'm not going to say that the people who are doing this are crazy or anything like that, but I don't quite see it in the chart why one would want to plow money into the markets right now on the long side, and I don't see it from a fundamental basis either. So, but I have to admit, and we all, I think, have to admit, that the markets are the markets, and they do what they do, and sometimes they don't behave according to what we think. I've learned a long time ago that people who have a tendency to say, well, someone's controlling the markets, they're manipulating, those are the people that the market is moving away from their positions. If someone has been long for the past 17 hours, they're going, the markets are behaving perfectly normally. But if you're short, if you shorted on this plunge right here, and you're expecting maybe you are shorted at this line right here, which wouldn't have been, from a technical pattern, that doesn't look like a bad place to short. And then all of a sudden the markets just do a hairpin turn, and the next thing you know, you're 7% under in a matter of hours. So what does this video have to offer you? Well, hopefully you can see where we are with regard to support and resistance. I pointed out that yesterday this should be resistance, and for much of the day it looked like it was going to play out that way. And by the way, this line may not be perfectly drawn. It could be, right here. And there's some, you can't always expect these lines to work with to what I would call pixel precision. There's going to be little bumps over lines and little bumps under from time to time. So let's just see what the marks do. I added to my small short position today, but I'll tell you, if we get up over this line of eviction and it looks like this is going to be breaking out, I may take my lumps on that. I haven't made up my mind yet, or I may just let it ride, because it's not a big position at all. With all this volatility, I'm frankly, I think you're almost flipping a coin. If you go all in right now, why not just double or nothing with one of your buddies? Because this market is all over the place, as can be so clearly seen in this chart. I would challenge you, maybe play a little game here. Look at what's taken place over the past 2 months. And I want to put out a challenge. Can anyone find in the past 20 years, and I haven't looked, I'm just curious, can anyone find in the last 20 years where the market has experienced 2 months of this much volatility? And what I mean by that is there have been so many ups and downs. It's not that just the range I'm talking about, but I'm talking about the frequency as well. So look, that's where we are today. I want to thank you if you're a subscriber, and I want to apologize because you subscribed and you're looking for answers, but right now, I'll be honest with you, all I can do is draw lines and say, you know, it looks like this should happen, but there's certainly, obviously, no guarantee that it's going to, and we've never really made that promise because you trade at your own risk, and you have to know what your level of risk is. For me, right now, I'm not willing to go in with anything other than what I would call small ball, the way the markets have been reacting here for the past 2 months. I have a business that I run during the day, and oftentimes I can't get close to my computer, so I just have to kind of, you know, maybe put in a stop if the wheels would come off. But I don't like doing that. I would rather you know, be able to sit around and watch it. Say, oh, here's where I sell, here's where I take a loss, or here's where I lock in some gains. So anyway, you look, guys, take care. And like I said, if you're watching this, I appreciate your subscription. That is, if you're watching it on October 6th. Very surprised again to see that late day strength, but you know, maybe this line works. Maybe this line is kind of an approximation, and maybe all this has just been a really strong pullback to this line right, because this pattern, if we measure it as an angle, has yet to reach its projected target that's around 1,040. So look, take care. Thanks for watching the video, and spend a little time with me if you get a chance at sp500chart.com.